me what you're doing. That's not true.
Interesting houses. It's an important house. So, thank you.
It's not. It's just like every other tract house on this block that were built by developers.
Right. They're beautiful. Beautiful neighborhood.
Thank you.
So what's going on there? That was Trump DOJ investigator Ed Martin confronted after he was spotted outside the home of New York Attorney General Letitia James. He later told the New York Post he was there, quote, inspecting the property as part of a federal probe. A former Stop the Steal organizer and attorney for January 6 defendants, Martin is the administration's so-called weaponization czar. He's leading a mortgage fraud investigation into James, as well as an investigation into Democratic Senator Adam Schiff of California. Joining us now, New York Times investigative reporter Michael Schmidt. Michael, this is just strange. Walk us through that scene that we were just witnessing there.
Well, I thought it was even more than strange because Ed Martin is a Justice Department prosecutor. He, whether how seriously people take him or not, he has been given the investigative powers of the federal government to look into crimes. And for someone like that, in that position, with that extraordinary power, to simply show up at someone's home who he is investigating. There's no evidence he had a search warrant. There's no evidence that he had a subpoena with him that day. But to only be there, essentially, there happened to be a New York Post photographer there who captured him there. We've seen footage that was obtained through a surveillance camera that showed him posing in front of the home and in sort of menacing the individual that he is investigating. And it's part of a larger pattern by the Trump administration over the past 2 months in which they have essentially harnessed the vast intelligence gathering and law enforcement powers of the federal government to tar the people they don't like, the Trump's perceived enemies. And to simply show up at someone's home as a federal investigator, I just thought was, in the Trump era, we obviously run out of adjectives, but I thought it was pretty extraordinary. So we built a whole story around that and what that meant and how that fit into the larger retribution campaign that the Trump administration has been waging.
Just looking at some of your reporting in the piece this morning, Michael, it sounds like the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, not pleased with Mr. Martin's actions here.
Yeah, I think in normal times, if someone like a prosecutor like this went out and did this, they would be fired. There would be internal investigations at the Justice Department. There may even be Inspector General investigations. But for Bondi and Todd Blanche, I don't think that they have the power to get rid of someone like Ed Martin. He has bounced around in different jobs. They tried to make him the U.S. attorney in Washington. The Senate ultimately essentially stopped that from happening. It appears that Ed Martin has strong support at the White House, and he's been very open about what he's doing, essentially saying that if they aren't able to charge people, they will just, use their powers to make things public to essentially even the score from what happened to Trump when Trump was out of office.
This never pays off. It just never pays off. Mm-hmm. It really never. There's always a backlash. Independents are always turned off by it. And let's show the video too. Let me tell you what also doesn't work. Let's see the video of him walking in front of the house again. Okay, it's 92 degrees, right?
Yeah, it's got the trench.
Yeah,
yes.
Don't wear a London fog jacket at 92 degrees, right? I mean, I saw Beverly Hills Cop, and when you're wearing a jacket, when it's really hot outside, you're hiding something.
Well,
you remember Axel saying that?
Oh, yeah.
He goes, look at him. He's wearing it. Yeah.
When they were in the club.
When they're in the club. Why is he wearing the jacket right here? Why is he wearing the London fog thing?
Yeah. And who called the New York Post photographer?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
They were accompanied by the photographer. Yeah.
Well,
right.
The thing is,
they want us to see.
Let's talk about this seriously. This never works.
It doesn't work, and it also doesn't work with juries.
The weaponization, it doesn't work with juries, but it doesn't work with the swing voters. They're saying, wait,
why are you doing this?
I asked you. Listen, we were mad at the Democrats for charging you 5 times. You said you were going to move beyond politicalization, and here you are. You got a guy in a London fog jacket when it's 95 outside trying to walk. Was it 96?
86 on Friday. High of 86. Still pretty warm.
Oh, well, my God, you're practically...
You got to layer
it's
when
practically
it's 86.
London in February, 86. But the serious point here is this hurts Republicans.
Yeah.
This doesn't help.
Yeah.
Like Donald Trump sitting at a defense table in the middle of the campaign helped Donald Trump. So why do they repeat the same mistakes? It's really, I've got to say, it's political malpractice.
Right, but I think it's just I guess I assume it's in Trump's own head that he wants some kind of retribution for, I believe that's a word, for what happened to him. But it doesn't, people don't like it, and it doesn't ever, even when DOJ does longtime investigations like Denham, right? Special Counsel Durham. Special Counsel Durham.
Denham. That's a pretty cool name.
The weird thing is,
Denham.
I actually was interviewed by those nice people, and I can't remember his name. But years and years and years, this is an investigation during Trump 1, went into Biden, of Hillary Clinton's emails, and, no prosecutions on the underlying.
Well, he embarrassed himself. He got embarrassed time and time and time and time again. And it happens year after year when DOJ launches investigations. I mean, even John Edwards ultimately just let Edwards go.
PTSD.
I'm just saying this never pays off.
No, and it helps your political opponent. But let's not forget, Letitia James won a $500 million judgment against Donald Trump. Right. And you can bet your bottom dollar that they're going to target her and Governor Hochul next year, because if they can get their one of their followers in office, they will try to in some way commute or reduce that penalty. It's about that $500 million. To have this kind of stuff out there is to say to whatever, if there is some charges, and I doubt there will be in Letitia James' case, a jury will look at this as political. Well, you're walking around in front of a house. You're not going in to get anything. You're doing one of these. I mean, if that doesn't put in the minds of the public that you're setting her up. Right. And that this is a political vendetta.
And what's in the London fog, Jack?
Yeah, and credit to the bystander here for why are you here? You're acting suspicious. This house is just like every other. But yes, to the rest point, this doesn't.
Resistance mom. That's who she is.
Work.
It's not a good look.
No, this doesn't work. And look, there have been White House officials who have said, hey, we haven't really engaged on the retribution angle. We heard Donald Trump during the campaign say he was going to do it. That's not something we've really seen. But now we are starting to see a few people with Senator Schiff as well as Attorney General James. And that is something that voters aren't going to like. And it's another thing Republicans would have to defend at the ballot box next year.
Ed Martin, last seen defending January 6 felons, now walking around New York in a trench coat, creepily surveilling the house of Letitia James. Michael, you have another piece this morning. You're very prolific. Some new analysis for the Times about the Trump administration's push for financial penalties from the country.